Okay, guys. Guys, it's 7 o'clock, so we're ready to call the regular meeting for July 11, 2019 to order. I'll turn it over to Commissioner Evans to lead us in invocation.
I'm going to pray just around one person today, and that's Brandon Mitchell, the officer at Henderson that was shot this morning. My understanding is he's going to be okay, but, who knows? So that's just going to confine the prayer to just that. Lord, we lift up Officer Mitchell to you, and we ask that you guide the doctor's hands and the nursing and all the care that's going to surround him over the next few days, Lord. And Lord, in this country, we got to put a stop to this. We need to keep our law enforcement officers safe. And Lord, I just ask that your hedge of protection be around all of them. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen.
All right, so prior to moving forward with the approval of the agenda, there's a slight change we'll need to amend, vote on, and then vote on the amended agenda. The town administrator notified me earlier today that he received 2 agreements yesterday afternoon pertaining to the town's sidewalk project. I know it's in the town's best interest to approve these agreements during this meeting, and each of you has a copy of the agreements in front of you now. Having said that, I will entertain a motion to amend our agenda to include an item E under new business as approval of agreements with NCDOT and CSX pertaining to CNAQ project C-5604QA.
I make a motion.
I second Carrie's motion.
All right, we've got a first and a second. Any discussion before we move to vote? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Now I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Motion to approve the agenda. As amended.
Got a first, did I hear a second from Commissioner Evans? Okay. All right, any discussion before we move to vote there? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
And any opposed? All right. The agenda is set, except for a brief snafu with our police promotions. So we're going to just kind of table that for the moment and get back to it as they come in. So we can go ahead and open the floor to citizens' comments. So we have any citizens that would like to make comments? If so, the floor is open for any comments.
Ron Bowen, Southeast Railroad Street. Guess what we're going to talk about this evening? Water. As always, seems like. Anyway, the Easter meeting we had here, we addressed the issue of the easement for the ditch are pretty much non-existent at this point. And the Simpsons have finally put the retention pond over at the post office. Well, and it's working like it's supposed to. There's nowhere for that water to go. And every time, I work a lot out of town, every time there's even a hard rain, it's either surprises what I'm coming home to, or I get a phone call that there's water underneath my house and everything like that. Mr. Mayor, I know you came by when we had that bad storm, we had that 7 inches in 4 hours. And so I understand that was an anomaly and things happen like that. But I got some pictures. I understand you're the new gentleman that's in charge of that department.
I'm the town administrator, I'm in charge of all the town departments. Thank you very much.
Take a look at these.
Absolutely.
And those are different times. That's not that incident where we had 7 inches in 4 hours. So I've been coming up here for years, and I finally had to take matters in my own hands and sue the people who own the property. They finally stepped up. With that being said, and we go back and forth, and this horse has been beat to death. So I'm asking, do you have any plans on doing anything with that? And if you don't, that's fine. Then I'll take matters in my own hands and do it myself. But the only thing I'm asking you, if the town doesn't do anything, it's not my property, there's no infrastructure there. The only person that did anything was Darren Kurtz when he was still involved. He had a ditch done in a week. Now, I don't know, good, bad, or otherwise, and, something had to be done. And I'm just asking y'all to give me an answer before I leave this podium. Is there any intentions on doing anything? Because when I come in and do what I have proposed, it's going to go against zoning, and then I'm going to get that phone call or a letter from Bob, and I've given the town every opportunity to do something. Nothing's been done, so I'm asking you now, is there any intent on renting that easement that's not my property?
Bob, the last time, and I apologize because I didn't really, so I guess my whole thing was, my assumption was that the water was coming strictly from the post office. I
That-
hadn't noticed this.
That's been resolved since the pond. Now, and that's another thing that I'd like to address, but what's happening, the water coming down Railroad Street, where they redeveloped that piece of property, that, whatever they have going on, that can't even contain that. And then it flows over, and just look at some of those pictures. The water coming from behind the post office is no longer affecting me, but that water in that retention pond has nowhere for it to go. And I don't think it's my responsibility. I mean, I pay taxes here, I lived there 12 years, 13 years. I was the first one on that street that improved distressed property. And all I'm asking is, I'm tired of having water underneath my house, and it's not just the town's property. And if they're not gonna do anything, just tell me. Then I'll take matters in my own hands before the storm season comes up for hurricanes. But when I do it, I don't want to get a call from zoning, I don't want nobody knocking on my door, and I don't want to look, so some nasty letter sent to me, but I've given every opportunity possible that I can ask for. And I'm asking you now, if you plan on doing something, I'd like a yes. If you don't plan on doing nothing, I'd like to know. There's nothing else to look into. I've already done looking for you. There it is.
Do you mind if I answer?
Go ahead.
First, I want to apologize for your situation. The town is undergoing a very comprehensive effort to develop stormwater plans to identify the different areas in town that need to be dealt with regard to stormwater.
Sure.
As a part of that, we're going to potentially establish a stormwater utility that would charge a fee to businesses and/or property owners. I mean, of course, the board would have to deliberate over that, but right now we're in the very beginning stage where we've actually retained a consultant, an engineer who's very expert in the specific area and discipline of stormwater management. And so what he's going to do for us is analyze the entire town area where we need to insert either retention ponds, driveway retention ponds, or other type best management practices for stormwater management. I don't think, from what it sounds like, what I'm hearing from you, that we would be doing something as far as construction and actual digging of ditches, things of that nature, in the time frame in which you want. The town is going to do something, but the interest of the town is to allocate its resources to accomplish a larger stormwater management objective, and I think that right now I'm not prepared to address individual property owner issues, and I regret having to say that, but we're trying to allocate our resources for a larger strategy.
And I understand that, but I'm trying to allocate my resources to protect my property, keep what's underneath my house. So that, then I'll take that at this point in time, the answer's gonna be no, and I need to proceed accordingly.
Right, and we would appreciate certainly having a conversation about what we plan to do, so that way we can prevent any, nastygrams, as you refer to them, letters, things of that nature. I mean, we understand what you're trying to do.
I've been talking this language for years now.
So, I mean, if you can call myself, or you can call Bob, as the planning and zoning officer, would be the appropriate person to just make him aware, hey, this is what I plan on doing.
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna put a big privacy farm on it. So instead of digging that ditch deeper, I'm just gonna elevate that ground. It's gonna be kind of high. It's gonna be probably about 4 foot high. Because I mean, I'm not gonna dig deeper. Part of that one side, on the side of me, they have utilities there. I don't wanna have a contractor come in there and dig that out deep. Now he hits a water main or hits something. So instead of doing that, I'm just gonna raise it up. Kind of like when you go out of town, you see that development on the right, how they it's not gonna be as high and substantial as that, but that's what I'm.
Roger, anything you do on your property outside the right of way, as far as elevating your property.
It's gonna be on my side right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's on the side of the line, unless it's high enough to block vision at the corner.
Yeah, it won't be.
The panel is 6 things on the corner. I need to do all what that looks like, and we have to do that. And you can do that, and it doesn't require a permit.
Okay, and that's the plan.
But if you want to do anything else, we're happy to have a discussion about that and permit it, because we understand your situation. I mean, all we would need is, I'm talking about very rough sketches, like, just get off Google Maps, where it is, and then just kind of, diagram what you plan on doing if it's going to be not on your own property.
Right.
And then, we'll take a look at it, and we'll work with you, absolutely.
Okay. Second thing I'd like to discuss, the last time was about, when they put that retention pond in, it didn't go by the plans that were drawn. Talked to the engineer, and it's a useless conversation. But anyway, no one came to enforce it on the engineering side or It's not right. I think Bob, you acknowledge it's supposed to be, the spout at the very bottom of it is supposed to always remain sort of, the pond doesn't have stagnant water. I've already had 2 companies come out for mosquito control. Never had that in day 1. And I feel that if the pond would have drained correctly, you wouldn't have stagnant, stale water in there which draws mosquitoes. I mean, if my neighbor was doing that, or if I did it, and the neighbor called on me, I'm sure somebody would have came to look and going, you can't have a swimming pool that ain't working and that the water is green with algae, and we've got to feed the mosquitoes. I'm sure somebody would knock on my door.
If it's becoming a nuisance, we're happy to look into it. We have a good enforcement officer who does that type of stuff.
Well, you said that you made a call, well, to somebody, and I guess what I'm asking is, if you had any intent on enforcing something, so to make it right. And if you don't, we don't. But at least I've already got 1 note, or at least for now, and that's fine. So I'm asking you, is there any intention to make these people follow the protocol and the design that was done to alleviate that issue?
The design and what they installed out there is really a private matter with them. And the nuisance as far as weeds and trash and standing water is causing a problem. We do have a nuisance abatement ordinance that breed mosquitoes and things, and it doesn't doing that because of the way it wasn't done correctly across the line. Put it in there.
Right.
Then that's in our toolbox.
Okay, well, I'll let you know now, put it in your toolbox, because that's what's going on.
So the next steps would be documenting the evidence of the nuisance, which to me sounds like breeding mosquitoes because the holding the water because it's not performing its intended function.
Take the life out of it. And to be honest with you, it's a miracle. No little kid they have no block on the gate's been open for a couple of months. I went over there and shut it. It's a miracle. Some little kid had one over tried to play in it and drowned, to be honest with you. I'll shoot you dead straight. And take a ride. Get a chance next couple of days. Take a ride, park in the parking lot, go walk out to it and check it out. It's an engineering wall. You know? So with all that being said, I appreciate what you're telling me. Then I'm going to submit what I got to him, but that's my plan. Because like I said, I'm not coming back and more talking the same conversation that I've been talking for years. The horse has been beat to death. He's going to put the stall now. I'm just dealing with it. I appreciate all your time. And there you go. I'm not trying to sound ugly either. I'm the horse is out the stall.
If I can make one of the things, it's not that specifically, but it came up last time, and that is the buffering and landscaping along their property.
Yes, sir.
They're in the plan to do that. There will be more planting put in there.
And I'm over that too. If they do it, they do it. If they don't, they don't. I'm more concerned about watering my house, and that's the biggest fish right now in the process. Thanks for your time.
I appreciate you bringing these items, because I legitimately thought that the water was coming from a different direction. So
No.
that's a whole different
It is.
issue than I was saying.
Mr. Mayor, it's horrible. I mean, I'm saying
That wasn't that heavy rain.
No, sir.
That's a regular.
no, sir. Those are all different occasions. And like I said, the water situation coming from behind my property, where that pump, that as half prop to that design is, in my opinion, I'm not an engineer. It works. There's just nowhere for it to go. So, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Bowman.
Yes, sir.
Can I add something? That might not be obvious from those pictures. I'm Kelly Hibbert, 201 Sunday Road. What was your name again? Kelly Hibbert. When the engineer for The Simpsons came out, this doesn't, well, it kind of runs in front, but when the engineer came out, he was there quite a while, walking around the post office, walking around, I don't know what it's called now, but Brenda Stidler's house. He kept insisting that we must be getting water from that direction. And because the water coming from back, we didn't know where all the water was coming from. It is coming from that direction. It has to be now, it's not coming from there. There is those ditches are overflowing to the point that they're going all the way down to the people next to us.
And what was your address? Or your phone?
Same house.
Oh, it's okay. I wasn't seeing the last name. I'm sorry. My bad. Okay.
That's it. That's what I said.
I just didn't know. My apologies. I just didn't catch. She's trying to be funny. I'm trying to be serious. So.
We're domestic partners.
Understood. Well, thank you guys, you've certainly given us, some to-do items, to look into, for sure. So
Thank you.
We'll move back up, Emily, you ready to swear some officers in? All right. So unless there's any other citizens' comments, do we have any other citizens' comments? None? Okay. All right, so we'll move into police promotions and swear-ins.
I, Thomas Allen, do solemnly swear
That I will be alert and vigilant
that I will be alert and vigilant
to enforce the criminal laws
to enforce the criminal laws
of this state.
of this state,
That I will not be influenced
that I will not be influenced
in any matter
in any matter
on account of personal bias
on account of personal
or
bias
prejudice.
or prejudice,
That I will support and maintain
that I will support and maintain
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and
of
laws
the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution and laws
and the Constitution and
of
laws
North
of
Carolina,
North
and
Carolina,
not inconsistent therewith.
not inconsistent therewith,
And that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
and impartially
and impartially
discharge and execute
discharge and
the
execute
duties of my office
the duties of my
as
office
a law enforcement officer
as a law enforcement officer
according to the best of my skill,
according to the best of my skill,
abilities, and judgment.
abilities, and judgment.
So help me God.
So help me God. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Well done. I gotta do some more, guys. All right, moving along, we'll go into the financial report. Travis,
How are y'all?
we're good.
Everything's going good. Phil's keeping me on my toes. We've got the audit scheduled for mid-August with the new auditors. End of the year is looking good. Start of the new year looks great. We're working on some new procedures, processes, I guess, organization to bring us into 2026. Other than that, things are going good.
Sounds good. Anything else? Any questions from Ms. Patterson?
Jack, we need to see from you for your audit.
Probably.
Okay.
I'll wait for them.
They'll probably reach out to you at some point to do a broad interview.
Anything else? All right, thank you, Jack. Moving along into the consent agenda. The action requested here is to approve the consent agenda as submitted. Do I hear a motion to that? Second to Commissioner Stallings. All right, any discussion before we move to vote? Hearing none, all in favor? And any opposed? Motion carries. There is no old business, so we'll move right along into new business. Item A is the 2018 tax settlement report. The action requested here is to adopt a resolution approving the settlement of the tax collector for insolvents. Emily, before we open that up to entertain a motion, did you have anything that you wanted to add to that?
No, the report's pretty self-explanatory, and we've been doing it for years, so if anybody has any questions, if not, we can proceed.
Following announcements, okay. All right. Any of the commissioners have any questions or anything like that for Ms. Hurd? All right. Hearing none, so again, I'll entertain a motion to adopt a resolution approving the settlement with the tax collector for insolvents. Do I hear a motion?
Motion.
All right. Got a first, do I hear a second? Got a first and a second. Any discussion before we move to vote? Hearing none, all in favor? And any opposed? All right. Item B, order of collection. Action requested here is to approve the order of collection. Emily, did you have anything to add to this?
No, we're working on a preliminary scroll now, so hopefully we'll get the full tax roll soon.
All right. So, like I said, the action requested here is to approve the order of collection. Do I hear a motion? All right. Got the first, do I hear a second? any discussion before we move to vote here? Hearing none, all in favor? And any opposed? Motion carries. Item C is resolution delegating responsibility to the town administrator. Mr. O'Hare, did you have anything to add to this before I heard up to vote?
I do not. This is, the resolution pertains to personnel. The general statutes authorize the board obviously to regulate all matters pertaining to personnel. This gives me the authority to modify, change personnel policies. I will do my best. With your direction.
All right, so the action requested here is to approve the resolution as presented. Do I hear a motion? All right, got it first. Do I hear a second? Got a first and a second. Any discussion before we move to vote? All right, hearing none, all in favor? And any opposed? Motion carries. And award of financing contract for town vehicles to SunTrust Equipment Finance and Leasing Corporation as proposed. You did see this in the packet. We discussed this quite a bit, either in our work sessions and I'm sure in other various conversations with the town administrator. The action requested here is to approve the resolution as presented. Do I hear a motion?
I have some questions. Bring those up now. I don't recall us wanting to replace all the vehicles at one time. Is that what's on?
That's not what's happening.
Okay.
So the entire fleet is about 15 vehicles.
Okay.
There were 7 vehicles that were 10 years old or older, and so those are the 7 vehicles that were replaced.
So we're still on the plan of phasing them in.
That's correct.
Because I saw this and that number was a pretty huge number.
Yeah, well, I agree. I would anticipate our unexpected maintenance costs to go down significantly now that we're not going to have these old vehicles. So I think they need to be replaced for both maintenance, expense, and safety reasons.
So these are the older vehicles, correct?
The older vehicles are being replaced, that's correct.
Okay, so we're not replacing the ones that we just bought a year or two ago?
No.
Okay.
No, so we'll have the Durangos and the Explorers and probably maybe a couple of Chargers.
Yeah.
Some of them are old, man. Some of them like really old. So
I understand.
all right. Any other questions?
I imagine we can circle something already at some point.
We will, yes.
Any additional questions? All right. So the action requested here is to approve the resolution as presented.
Make a motion to approve it as submitted.
All right.
Second.
First and second. Any discussion before we move to vote? All right. Hearing none, all in favor? Any opposed? All right. Motion carries. And then item E is the contract with NCDOT and CSX returning to CMAQ project C-5604QA. You do have those in front of us. This is for the pedestrian sidewalk project.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't get one. I'll just draw your attention to one page, the most important one, which is the second page of the smaller document, or the third page, as they're numbered at the bottom. So you'll see that the total project cost is $1.334 million. Of that, the federal government and/or state government are paying for $1.193 million, which is the number 2 spots above that, and the town is paying $140,000. So I think this presents a very unique opportunity and a very good deal for the town. So I don't know if you have any other questions, but I think
That's a Campbell project that we've been talking about for 2 years.
that's correct. That's correct.
And we're still on track to get the bidding processed in August, September timeframe.
Correct.
We'll start pretty soon after.
Correct. Construction, I would say, in the fall, or potentially in the spring, just depending on construction schedules for the firm that's selected.
The key is we got to act quickly because the federal government is starting to rescind funds.
Correct.
Also, the CSX agreement binds them to making sure we get all the construction done within a year. So, that's what we do.
I like it. Any additional questions, comments, or concerns?
the gentleman that was speaking earlier that I noted in the agreement. If you flip to page C4, it's maintenance of ditches adjacent to the CSXT tracks. We are, or the contractor is responsible for maintaining those ditches or berms that are next to the tracks. So that may have something to do with the water maintenance that's going on. Relatively.
We've known for a while we've had issues with ditches, and I think the way the town was built and engineered, there wasn't a lot of thought process with utilities being buried a proper distance underground. So it's always been kind of a touchy subject. So, but thank you for pointing that out.
Part of this may actually help us to be able to fix that with updating where we're doing near that intersection. It may actually help with water maintenance issues since we can now then go forward with digging the ditches around the areas where the water will be rolling down the hill. So that may help with the problem.
Okay. Any other questions, comments, concerns? All right, well, I'm assuming the action requested here is to approve the agreements with NCDOT and CSX pertaining to CMAQ Project C-5604-2A. I'll entertain the motion to approve.
Motion moved.
All right, you got a first, do I hear a second?
Second.
Have a first and a second. Any discussion before we move to vote? All right, hearing none, all in favor? And any opposed? Motion carries. Reports and other business, I get to go first. And I will just say, I want to commend Emily, Herb, as well as the other front office staff at Town Hall. We just switched over to a new trash collection provider, and I don't think it was quite as smooth as what we wanted it to be. So she fielded quite a few calls and emails, and I'm sure there might have been one or two complaints in there somewhere. But she did a very good job. That was her cool and satisfied a lot of customers. And also, I will just remind everybody that the first true trash collection and recycling day is tomorrow, right? That industry is very home. So kudos to you and the rest of the staff there in the front office, and I really don't have anything other than that. So it's pretty early.
All right, good evening, everyone. I have two items for you today. As I mentioned earlier, the town has retained Appian Engineering as an engineering firm to help us with our stormwater plan. So we'll be working on that. That's going to become a chapter in the Unified Development Ordinance that the Planning Board has been diligently working through over the past 7 months. Also, we retained the same firm to complete a manual of specifications, which is essentially taking everything in the Unified Development Ordinance and translating it in terms that will communicate to developers the types of materials, the types of construction, the lengths of or widths of sidewalk, that type of thing, to help them understand in advance what they can expect when they develop in the town of Youngsville. I'm sure Bob will provide more detail on that. The sidewalk project is going well. I appreciate you approving the contract. We expanded the scope significantly, and I think, not the scope, but the cost is significantly more than it originally was. But thanks to North Carolina Department of Transportation allocating additional state funds, we are actually going to be paying less for the project than was originally budgeted. So I think that's all good news all around. The lighting project at Lighting Park is going to be moving forward. Duke Energy is cooperating with us. It's going to bring power out to Field 3, and those lights should be up, I would say, by about the second week of August. So that'll be great. The basketball court is now paved, so the basketball court is going to be lined very soon, and then the fences are going to be put back up, and the goals are going to be put back up, so that'll be ready about the same time, kind of first, second week of August. We completed our branding study and several focus groups, and so I wanted to see if anybody has any feedback on the information that was presented as a result of that. Do we like what the consultant came up with? Do we have any other feedback? They've asked for feedback. I mean, they are still retained, so we can certainly provide constructive feedback to the extent that we wish. But I just wanted to ask if there's any feedback that you'd like me to share with the consultant.
I would love to hear what feedback you got from other focus groups that we had on that.
Okay, sure. It was generally very positive. Any other questions or comments on that?
I don't think I can get farmers market one. I really feel like we need something a little more unique.
Okay,
You see what I'm saying?
sure.
I thought it was awesome.
Well, it's just so typical though, no? It's cool, let's go with it, it's already out there. I know it's on Facebook. Never mind, ignore me.
I can pass on that feedback.
No,
Any other questions or comments?
sir.
All right. And then we're finishing up the project, both two other kind of IT-related projects, which are the town's new website and making electronic payments a possibility to accept credit cards and debit cards for payment, which is something people have been asking for some time. I anticipate that those projects will be live next week or the week after, so by the time we meet next, you'll be able to pay for anything that the town charges you for with a credit card, and we'll have a new website. That's all I have. Any questions for me? Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Rivera. Move on to Commissioner Ritter. All right, we'll move on to Commissioner Stalls. Commissioner Wiggins.
I do have some. Andrew came to our Kiwanis meeting the other day, and it was excellent. It was an excellent meeting. He probably spoke in the question and answer period for probably 35, 40 minutes of our 1 hour meeting. So he briefed us on all that's going on, and there's a good chance that Kiwanis can join with Park and Recs for Halloween. They're going to do something in around Luddy Park. We just can't staff it ourselves, but as a collective effort, it could be like the egg hunt. So we're very positive. So just pass that.
That sounds great.
Yeah, along. He's really doing a fabulous job. Fall Festival, September 28th, Faith Baptist Church, 9 to 3. And I already talked about Halloween. That's enough. Looks like Halloween's back now.
You said that's September 28th?
September 28th, that's a Saturday.
Yeah.
And the car show as well.
Got it.
Anything else, Commissioner Ritter?
That's it.
All right. Town Attorney, Mr. Bartholomew.
I think Bob will go first.
I'm happy to. I did skip him, didn't I? I'm sorry.
I'm happy.
I was playing tricks on me, man. Sorry about that. Let's see. Mr. Clark, over to over, sir. Sorry.
Of course, the attorneys always get to interpret these things for you, so legal advice is not. A few things to report. Again, Bill has indicated that where things stand with the Main project. Staff, particularly Sandy Fleming, has been working very hard, as well as Phil and the rest concerning the easements. We've gotten all the property easements signed for the timber construction for the sidewalk project downtown. In the process of trying to picture a few technical details to make sure the state's happy with those things. But we are scheduled for having information for capital and Mr. Evans spoke to about this decision, making sure we're not going to have an issue with the funding. The Luddy Park Trail project, as the board understands, we were in the process of resubmitting the project for the bicycle pedestrian path from Main Street to past the library to Camille. That was submitted for rescoring. I think we've got a little better chance this time on that. We won't know probably until about the end of August in terms of how we're looking competitively with our others in this region. That we're trying to get. That's total project on that, estimates on that were about $630,000. Again, most of that would be state funds. In the meantime, we are still open to any ideas to what we can do between now and then. The have welcome, the planning board at the next meeting will be looking at its first draft of the proposed new zoning map that will go with the UDO, the new development regulation. It's a first look. We had a little bit of a start on that at last meeting, but again, those are not public forums, but they're open meetings, and anyone who wants to sit in and kind of see the process, understand the thinking behind that. Probably will have at least one more meeting on that before probably being prepared to pass on information to the town board. But the project moving along quickly, the planning board has been spending a lot of time on that. Look forward to opportunity here soon. We were contacted recently by the planning staff in Wake Forest. We're going to be revisiting a little bit of the boundary agreement and between the two of us. And that's a good thing because they're going to be updating their comprehensive plan. We're sharing with them the plan the town's adopted and looking ahead to making sure that it's sort of beneficial to the town. Keep you advised of that. Lastly, I'd like to thank the board, thank Phil concerning the hiring of Aaron Cleaner, the new town planner. He's going to be starting August 5th, and we'll be working very closely coming months in transition and helping Aaron get to understand what's happening locally, but look ahead, particularly with the development regulations coming and a lot of policy changes coming. So really happy about that.
Any questions, Mr. Clark?
I have one. I don't know, I'm asking the right man, Bob, but the turn signal down here at the intersection, is it ever going to be cut off?
The answer is yes, and we have not been able to get a firm answer from DOT on that. But I assure you, I emailed them at least once every other week about that, and I have left several phone calls, so I just get the same answers. But we're trying to work with them as much as possible, but at the end of the day, it's up to them.
My understanding was it was going to be all done in one fell swoop when they expanded 5 lanes. When they actually did the construction on the expansion of the turn lanes, it was all going to be done at that point. Maybe that's not the case.
I haven't been able to confirm or deny that. I'm hoping they're not waiting until the sidewalk project. I thought originally they might have anticipated that it was going to happen in the fall. They wanted to wait until then. Now that it might not happen until the spring, I've asked them to get on it sooner.
Kind of like ready,
Yeah. But I will communicate to them that the board is very, very interested in getting that thing operating as soon as possible. First thing tomorrow morning.
well, being one person who has to turn left to go home every day,
Yes, sir.
two of us, we kind of
I do have one more item, just for information. Steve Gould and Bob Mead with the Holden Development Project. There's some property on the frontage that's a part of the open space, and we're going to be getting a formal request. We'll be bringing back to the board concerning the offer of donation of some property that will lead into our future greenway system. And we think that this is probably going to be a beneficial opportunity. And we're also looking ahead at some other properties nearby for the same type of things. Let you know that'll be coming probably maybe next month or 1 month before the end of the year.
That's actually very exciting. I like that. Thanks for that. Any additional questions for Mr. Clark? All right. Thank you, sir. Okay, now we're at the point of the agenda where we'll turn it over to our esteemed legal counsel, Mr. Bob.
Only things that I have are pills that keep me hopping. I appreciate having more students shipping to do. And it's a pleasant change from past administrators. So I like having things that are necessary for us to look at and make sure we get everyone on the same page. Other thing is regarding Old Town Hall. I still have not heard anything back from opposing counsel on that. I've emailed and called. I have no clue what's going on with it this time. I do understand that he is representing quite a few individuals, so am I know the feeling. So I have a feeling that it just has gotten lost in the shuffle. So I will redouble did just finish an issue with one another in Franklinton, so I have no doubt that he knows how to use his computer. Hopefully he will get in contact with you soon.
Okay.
Is there not a limitation on how long they can drive this out?
No.
I don't believe so, yeah. We didn't put a property, the .8, .08 acres down here, we went on for years and years and years.
We haven't put anything into any proposed contracts along those lines either, so we may be able to edit proposed contracts that put a temporal time frame on it, if the board would like to do that.
Once the contract is done, yeah, I believe there's stipulation in there that says it's gotta be completed, start to finish within a 12-month time frame. But the actual negotiation itself, because it's an upset bid process, so I guess there's some issues with.
That's not only the negotiations, but that's also the mediation and the mediation test. So that's really where we're stuck right now, is what to do if phase one comes back and there's a significant amount of remediation that's necessary. But of course.
Are you opposed to sit down in a room if we can get down, meet you, Phil?
That's fine.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, I'll say maybe give it another week. If that doesn't happen, we'll start making some phone calls, see if we can get everybody in the same.
Sure. Just give me a couple days, that goes up and almost every month.
Is that everything?
That sounds excellent.
All right. Anything else? All right. Thank you, sir. Chief Kimball.
Alright, for the total month, we answered 72 calls, or 375 calls for the year. We also have 3 new officers in the process that are waiting to be approved from the state, just waiting on their certificates to come back. We also had to hire a new admin specialist this week. She started this week. So we're actually moving forward, moving in a good direction.
What's the person's name?
Aaron Walnut.
Here?
Yes.
E-R-I-N. So we've hired 2 Aarons.
I thought it was
So,
Just so I can call it Karen.
I wrote the email,
They're E-R-I-N, both female, yes.
All right. Anything else, Chief Kimball? Okay. Anybody, any questions for Chief Kimball? Hearing none. All right. Move along to Assistant Chief Graham, Fire Department.
Good evening. June, we ran 89 calls. That puts us at 557 year to date, which is about 8.5% increase over last year. The only other news we have is we are currently hiring 3 full-time firefighters, additional, which will put our staffing 24 hours a day at Station 1 to 3 plus the volunteer staffing at night. Interested applicants can access an application on our website at ydfd.com. Our posting's not as catchy as some of the towns. I plan to hijack some of Phil's work for our next one. That's all I have.
All right. Any questions for Mr. Graham? All right. Parks and Rec, Andrew is in Rocky Mount with the Green, and I guess there's another Coach Fitz team that's going to be playing later tonight. And we were a little concerned because he was sending me texts and we were losing 5-2 for the majority of the game, and he just shot me a text back and said that we actually won 11-7. So pretty excited about that. He's doing a great job with kickball. I think he's trying to get some stuff with Pilates or yoga or something at Iron Mitchell, and that's kind of transpiring as well. And he's got a little bit of a staff kind of reporting him and some summer help. So Parks and Rec is definitely looking up and up.
So new smart class 2.
And yep, I forgot about that. So
Gonna be in this building.
Pretty cool.
he's definitely rocking the wall.
Also, at senior high as well,
I was not aware of that. So normally he would have something for me to read, and it's like 3 pages long, but he didn't send anything to me this time, so I'm just kind of shooting off the cuff. But I'd just like to say he's doing a tremendous job. So I will turn it over to Ms. Hurd, Town Clerk, Tax Collector.
Alright, very well. So,
We got you.
as you said, we're in the process of, I'll make it really quick, changing out road parts. It was a little bit more than I really expected. I don't think they were prepared for traffic events, so that slowed them down, so it's took a few extra days. Some of the house actually couldn't find, I had to direct them to them, but as of right now, the best that we know, everybody has, rural hearts. We had a couple of calls from people that were out on vacation coming in this week, but other than that, it seemed to be good. There were only 7 misses on Saturday, missed calls for service. That is absolutely amazing and what we were hoping for. So hopefully tomorrow it will be even less. I'm very happy about the service so far. You know, like I said, the roll carts were a little bit of a nightmare, but I can email them and normally within hours they have it taken care of. Not days, hours.
And the bigger recycling bins are.
And I've had a lot of people that are very happy with bigger recycling bins.
I have one thing on that. Neighbor 2 doors south of me, there are going to be new residents that are renting from Charlie Kabak.
Okay.
He's not coming back. And they're missing 1 can. I don't know which one it is.
Just have them contact them tomorrow.
Yes, if they'll just give me a call and let me know what they're missing, I can get that taken care of.
He's been there for a year and a half.
As Bob mentioned, Sandy has been working on the easements for the temporary construction easements. She's done an amazing job in a very limited amount of time of getting signatures and everything. She should have been recorded on Monday as planned. Sorry.
And right now, it's that.
No, this is, I'm going to do this subject real good. And I know it was a quick thing, I don't know what it is, so.
Board of Adjustment to the lovely.
Board of Adjustment, we won't have everything prepared for a normal monthly August Board of Adjustment. Some of the information was missing and we won't have enough time to advertise. So we may need to do a September, just postpone our quarterly meeting for a month. Again, as depending on how things proceed with the information and the money.
As long as it's not on the 14th, we'll be good to go. Okay, so we'll probably discuss that a little more in depth at our next.
We'll have more information in November.
Okay, all right, that's fair. All right, anything else?
I'm good.
Nothing, okay, all right. And anything from a maintenance standpoint that was to be brought up?
Nothing significant. The only 2 items are, we have snowplow now. We have a brand new snowplow. That's excellent. We're ready for the winter season. And we also have a salt spreader. We're in the process of very close to executing an agreement with Town Lake Forest to procure road salt. So that way we won't have to go down to Home Depot and just buy a bunch of bags and toss them in there because it's really not efficient for us. The quantities you got to buy like 10, 20 cubic yards at a time, and our salt spreader is going to be like a 2 cubic yard salt spreader. So they've been very friendly and helping us with that. So we're ready for the winter season.
That's awesome. So we've been talking about that for years. We can never figure out where to put it, where to store it, where it is, where it is. So
We haven't run it into the procedures.
that is definitely good news. All right, well, thank you.
Plan for the future.
So anything else from a maintenance standpoint?
No.
All right. The next item on the agenda is closed session. We do need to go in closed session under North Carolina Section 243-318.11 for personnel. So I will. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So we'll entertain a motion, and then we'll take like a 3-minute recess. If we might need to take a health break through the room, whatever. So. That can get whoever that needs to leave out the door. So I'll entertain a motion to go into closed session. Do I hear a second? Second, Commissioner Thomas. Any discussion before we move to vote? None, all in favor? Any opposed? All right. 3-minute recess and